A deep, bone-chilling cold settled over the coastline as the prow of Halder's ship broke through the mist. His clanmates huddled at his sides, their breaths steaming as they fixed their gazes on the distant shoreline. The sea stretched vast and gray behind them, endless and unforgiving. But today, they stood ready not just to survive, but to conquer. Ships on the waves, skimming over the world's edge to touch the unknown. The voice came from Eric, the oldest among them, his eyes sharp beneath his grizzled brow. His words echoed through the crew, stirring courage among them as they took in the barren summits and the dark forests ahead. Each horizon was a new beginning, and they would rise and reign over the lands before them. Halder looked over his men, seeing pride in their faces. Ravens flew over their heads, signaling victory, their wings a blur of black against the pale dawn. The banners of the clan whipped wildly, a symbol of a soaring raven stitched into the fabric. The sight pulled their minds back to the stories and sagas they'd grown up with. Tales of battles and blood, vows made for kin and clan, the thrill of victory. Today, they would add a new saga to the old songs. The rough, metallic clank of hammers against shields echoed as the clan banged their weapons, a course of readiness. The sound traveled over the water, carrying strength with it. Halder could feel it in his chest, like thunder pounding inside him. With each beat, his heart called out, Valhalla. It called him as it had called his forefathers, a summons to the halls of Odin. Their ship crashed against the shore, throwing up a spray of sand and salt. His clan surged forward with Halder at the helm, their boots striking the ground in a rhythm that matched the storm within him. His fingers tightened around his axe as he led them into the forest. Suddenly, the shadows broke, and there were the defenders waiting for them, weapons at the ready. Halder grinned, a fierce glint in his eye. The thrill of battle had always pulled him in like nothing else. A chance to prove himself worthy of those who had fought before him. The clash began, metal against metal, shields shattering under powerful blows. Crimson stained the ground as cries of fury and pain filled the air. Halder swung his axe, feeling it sink deep, again and again, into timber and flesh. Blood and glory. His heart roared with each clash, each echo of eternity that rose in his ears. Amid the fury, he felt a strange calm, certainty, as if strings of destiny were being plucked in the time and rhythm of his heart. Valhalla called him, not with words, but with every beat of battle. The land grew red with the clash of blades. Sails on the river had turned crimson with blood, drifting past like silent witnesses to their war. Halder's men fought beside him, fiercely and fearlessly. No one turned back. The thrill of Odin's promise spurred them on. They knew this was their fate, and they embraced it willingly. In the heat of it all, he caught sight of Torlid, his shield brother. His shield splintered and discarded as he raised his sword against a towering foe. Halder dashed forward to aid him, but before he could reach, Torlid fell. A sharp pang struck Halder's chest, yet he knew this was the fate of Torlid had chosen. The loss sharpened his resolve. The blood of his kin demanded vengeance, and he would not fail them. Together with his clan, Halder fought as if possessed, driven forward by the calls of the Valkyries. Fires rose from the fallen shields and timbers, licking the sky as their cries rang out, accompanied by the sound of a bell from the distant village, ringing, tolling their defiance. But to Halder, it was not just a bell. It was the sound of fate, the sound and call to Odin's hall. Asgard's prominent golden gates shimmered beyond the smoke and flames. His limbs began to feel heavy, his movements slowing. But he didn't stop. The roar of eternity echoed louder, calling him onward. Even as his shield cracked beneath a heavy blow, even as his body took cut after cut, he felt himself rise higher, above the pain, above the blood-soaked field. With one final swing, he felled his last opponent, dropping to his knees as the battle's fever broke and the strange silence descended. Haldr's vision blurred, but he looked to the sky where the ravens circled, their black wings a halo against the heavens. He knew then that the Valkyries awaited him. The wind shifted, pulling him, carrying him gently even as his strength ebbed. The waves lapped at his feet, washing away the blood and grime. In their murmur, he heard the promise of freedom, of reunion in the halls of the gods, where kin would gather and the sagas would be sung. The echoes of eternity filled his ears, and Haldr smiled as he felt himself rise, one with the wind and waves, knowing they would carry him beyond the mortal realm. Valhalla was calling him to feast, to fight forever, to stand among the legends. As his vision dimmed, he heard the faint strains of song, the voices of his ancestors, welcoming him home. In that final moment, he let go of everything, knowing he was free.